everyone, welcome back to Voices of Western, the Humans of Western podcast. If you're new, welcome. This is a podcast where we dive deeper into the personal lives of fellow Western students, staff, and faculty. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. My name is Medha, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Milan.
Thank you, Medha. So thank you. So today we have our guest, Abby. So she's an international student who's currently doing her master's in business analytics at Ivey. She traveled to attend Western in August of 2021, and we're super excited to have you here and hear your amazing stories and experiences. So first of all, how are you doing today, Abby?
Hi, I'm doing good. I just finished my class and I'm ready to start my weekend. So pretty good and happy intro.
Totally feel that. We're all on the same boat.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's Friday, just like the end of the week.
Exactly. So just to do a quick introduction to our listeners and viewers, we just wanted to have you introduce yourself quickly and give kind of a couple reasons, why you decided to come to Western.
Yeah. Okay, so hi, I'm Abby. I'm originally from China, and I did my undergraduate study in Switzerland, which is in Europe. And I just came here like a few months ago for my master study. And I am a master student at Ivey Business School at Western, and my major is business analytics. So yeah, that's basically it.
Perfect. So why did you decide to come to Western, or even just Canada specifically?
Well, I actually applied for Western for my undergraduate study. But then after I got the offer, I was like I know a lot of people come to Canada because I love Canada. Canada is like a popular destination for study. But then because of that, I feel like I want to go to somewhere. I want to go to somewhere that not many people have been. So that's why I chose Europe, because not many people choose Europe as a destination to study. That's why I ended up there. And then for my master, I always feel like it's a missing opportunity of me to, I feel like I want to come to Canada anyway. That's why when I was considering a master study, I was thinking about Canada. And then Ivey is always my dream school. That's why I chose here.
Oh, that sounds exciting. So yeah, related to Canada, were there any things that really surprised you once you came here? Like any culture shocks, any stories you have from it?
Well, actually, I feel like everyone's super nice. Like all the Canadian, not only Canadian, but everyone here, every international students are very welcoming. Like they're very open-minded. They embrace all the cultures. So I feel like super comfortable here and I'm making a lot of friends.
That's really good to hear. Yeah, I've actually, even though I've basically grown up here, I've noticed that a lot. I think everyone's very super, welcoming to, whoever's coming in, especially Western in general. And I'm super glad at least you were able to experience that, even though, we're in this underrepresented times, but, we got to make the best of it at this point, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
sorry, just to add on to that, I feel like when I went to Western, there wasn't really much of a segregation between us, people who are from Canada and from international students. I felt like we're just one whole community of just Western.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, in general, you kind of get to learn about everyone's experiences and stories. And yeah, like you said, Melinda, you don't really feel that segregation. So you're kind of just talking to them as if you're making friends, meeting new people. It's a very reassuring, I think, especially just attending as a Western student.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So related to the pandemic, how do you think COVID-19 actually impacted you when you were traveling internationally? What was the process like getting student visas, packing, moving? How was that whole process like?
Well, the student visa, I think the period actually takes a bit longer than before, before pandemic. But I got my visa within 1 month, which is quite okay for me. That process didn't bother me. But then when I came here during August, I was quarantined at home because at that time we still need to quarantine international students because I didn't take fighter. I didn't take fighter at that time. So I was self-quarantined at home for 14 days. I took I did with the COVID test thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the quarantine, after 14 days, I was set free. So I feel it did bother me a lot. I mean, this COVID situation, because I was supposed to go back to China for Christmas, but because of the COVID, if we go back to China, we need to quarantine another 14 days. So I find it worse because after 14 days I kind of need to come back to school already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is kind of messy for me, but it's okay.
How did you find the quarantine process? Like, were you able to find a place quickly to like stay at, or had you been looking for some time before you actually came to Canada?
Already, now I live in the place that I rented, and I rented it like around like 1 month before I came here. So after
Okay.
landing, I just came to this place right away. So yeah, I
Okay, okay.
didn't
That's
bother.
good. I feel like a lot of the international students, especially this year, a lot of them really struggled with rentals because I feel like everything's been really like, disorganized just in everyone's part because we're all just so confused with the pandemic. Like it's very hard to like find places, or there are moments in time where everyone's giving up their place, but no one's actually looking for one anymore. So it's been like,
Totally got it,
really messy in that case, but it's really good to hear though that you didn't really have much worries. I think honestly that's a really good thing at this point to have no issues during the
yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah, like to add on to that too, like even me, like I'm in first year for residence right now. I'm like living kind of luxury, but like now first, like next year, I would have to actually find a place, and I'm already like stressed about that. So I can't imagine like what like international students are going through. But like hearing your like experience behind that, how it wasn't that stressful, I think it gives a lot of hope for those new coming like international students coming to kind of like, okay, it's not gonna be that stressful.
Yeah. No, yeah, I guess like just so, I mean, if we have any international student listeners, like what was your process like finding a place? Like, did you check like Facebook? I know there's like a lot of Facebook groups to look at, or like, did you know anyone that was like in the area that was able to help you find a place?
Well, I just talked to a couple of seniors who are like I still believe this called this place, and then I just talked to a few seniors because some of them already graduated, so they're subletting their like apartments. That's why I took the lease. But I think it's you should be able to look for some like places on Facebook, and there should be some groups like that. And also, there's a website called like Julo. I think it's called Julo. It's
Okay.
it's like the apartment renting company, and they have a lot of listings around the area of Wonderland, which is super cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
It's
Okay,
an
yeah.
area of a lot of student like international students staying, and there's a lot of like available listings nearby. So students should be able to find a place here.
Perfect. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, no, like totally. So like when you did come to Canada, was it hard like adapting to the new community here? Like how did you find that? Or like did you feel like any homesickness like from China, like your family at home? Like how did that feel?
Oh, well, I'm kind of because I study in Switzerland from undergraduate, so I kind of
Mhm.
used to like living by myself or living alone, living with my family like that. And then when I came here, it was okay for me, because I have a cousin who I grew up with. Like she's in Canada and she was also from Western before. So when I just came here, she picked me up from airport, she drove me to London, and then she introduced the area to me and also the Western community. So yeah, I kind of like I didn't go through a tough time because she was with me. And also before this semester began, I already met a couple of my classmates, like we went out. So everything was quite smooth, to be honest, because a lot of my classmates also come from Western. So they introduced like where should we go for food or for shopping, something like that. So it was
Oh.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is really nice. So then like your family here and like your probably your classmates now too, like helped you explore a lot in London. So like how was that like experience like? Like was it like similar to how you explored in like Switzerland, for example?
Um, I like London because before coming, everyone was telling me like compared to Toronto, London is boring. Like, don't have much to do. But after coming here, I feel like it's actually okay. Like you have a lot of restaurants nearby, and especially in this area, like I live in Wonderland area, and
Mm.
nearby there are a lot of like restaurant and supermarkets, so it's actually quite convenient.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, that
yeah.
sounds good. No, I see like your Instagram stories, like, you're always out exploring. Like I see you sometimes like in Toronto and stuff. And I was like, wow, like she's exploring more than me and I live in the GTA when I'm not at Western.
literally, like, I was about to say the same thing. Like I think you explored more than I do too. Yeah, no, like, that's amazing. Like how like
Yeah,
you're from international and did so much exploring. That's like such an amazing thing.
exactly.
you're like coming to a new community too. Like props off for that.
Exactly. Were you able to mainly visit other places other than like London and Toronto? Like, were you able to maybe like leave Ontario for a bit, or did you mainly just stick with Ontario?
I mostly just stay here, but then during Christmas I went to Mont Tremblant.
Oh, yes, in
Yeah,
Quebec.
yeah, I went to Quebec just to ski with my friends. It was quite fun. I'm a rookie for skiing. I don't know how to ski. It was fun time. Yeah.
I haven't skied, I think, since grade 6, and I'm honestly terrified at this point. Like, I see the hills, and I'm like, you know what? If I fall, it's over for me. I'd
I
rather just
know, right?
stay on the ground.
Sorry, I
Wait, so
know.
how are you finding the cold here? Like, is that a big adjustment? Like the weather here?
I think it's sometimes a little bit cold. I think until last month it was still quite warm outside, right? Don't you think?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay for me, especially now it's online, so I don't really have to go outside. I think till today, I've been staying at home for 2 weeks already.
You're
So
quarantining without needing to quarantine.
Exactly.
like I don't have to go outside at all. Like I order grocery online from Walmart, and other than
Mm,
that, I don't have to go to school. So I'm just staying at home. I don't
no,
even
I feel that.
yeah, I don't even know what is it if it's cold outside.
No,
Yeah.
it's so bad because nowadays I'll just see the sun outside. I'm like, oh, it looks really warm. And then I check the weather app and it's like -10. I was like, oh, this is what happens when you don't step outside for over like 10 days. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and my mom, she just came back from work today and she was like to me, it's freezing outside. And I'm like, look outside and there's like the sun just shining in my face, like, really? It's freezing?
Are you sure? Like, I don't think so.
And then like me not
Yeah.
even stepping outside is like, yeah, no, I totally understand the weather just from looking
Yeah.
outside.
That's just the one thing I'm not excited about when going back to Western for in person. Like, needing to trek through campus in the cold, like I feel like it's just not going to be fun. And if there's like snowstorms, I can't even think about it right now.
Yeah, that's the only thing. And we have like 8 a.m. class. So oh my God, I cannot imagine waking up around like 7 a.m. in the winter
Oh my
time.
God,
Oh gosh.
just
Yeah.
to trek to class. Speaking of things that you've explored in London, do you have any places that you recommend for any newcomers that, like food places or just like experience wise that you think anyone should go to when they first come to London?
Oh, well, my favorite restaurant is a Korean restaurant called Ozen. So I don't know.
I love
I
Ozen.
love
I heard
Ozen,
of
but
it, yeah.
it's
So
next to
good.
Costco. So
Yeah.
normally after going to Costco, I just go into Ozen for food. I love Ozen. It's
Their
so good.
kimchi fried rice is so good. Oh my God,
I love it so much. Yeah, it's a
it's
good
so good.
restaurant.
I
Yeah, definitely.
100% agree. I would also recommend Ozen. That place is just so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's a bowling place I went last time. It's called Fleet Away, I think.
Oh,
Wait, it's quite fun as well.
okay. We got to make sure. I mean, I don't know if they're open right now for COVID, but if they are, we shall hit it up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
quite
I think
fun.
that's part of my bucket list now to go.
Exactly. My London bucket list.
Yeah. So so like you have like experienced somewhat of Western even through this pandemic and like etc. So has your experience so far been what you envisioned it to be? Like did you meet all your expectations or did you hope for it to be something more?
Oh, well, now I'm at my second semester. So the first semester was quite busy for me, and I didn't actually expect to be that busy. So the first semester I actually didn't have much time to, to have some like after school activities, but still I had a lot of fun with my classmates. Like, yeah, we hang out a lot, which is quite interesting.
Okay, so like it meet all your expectations. Like your whole dream of Canada like just came true, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
How would you compare like the school style to when you were doing your undergrad in Switzerland?
Um, Well, to be honest, Switzerland is beautiful, but a little bit boring. So when I'm in London, to be honest, I feel like London is so much fun. Like London is so much better than Switzerland. That's why I'm loving it here.
Really? Did you find like the whole education experience as well better here, or did you kind of like the way they study in Switzerland, or the way they approach school?
Well, my undergraduate, we had here it's more informal. But from undergraduate, it was like quite formal. We have to wear suits every day to school, and like
Oh,
a process,
really?
yeah, we cannot have like hoodies, something like that.
Oh,
So when I
wow.
came here, I feel like I love wearing
It
hoodies.
felt like freedom.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
I can just
wow.
imagine. Like in high school, I had to always wear my
Exactly.
uniform to school, and
Oh
I
my
hated that
God.
so much. Like I couldn't wear a hoodie in my classroom, but like I can't imagine that in undergraduate. Wow, that's crazy.
That's insane. I have never attended uniform school, and I'm very much thankful for it to this day. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks
wearing the same clothes,
fancy.
like,
Just yeah, it doesn't feel comfortable, but looks very
yeah,
good.
that's so cool. That's so interesting though, like especially like the culture difference in
Uh-huh.
that case, like that must be really shocking. But I guess good in your sense because you kind of got that freedom for a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any tips then for like any incoming international students? Like, if for example, if I was from another country and coming to Canada, do you have any tips for me?
I think just make more friends and also don't come right before your semester starts. You can come a bit earlier to just hang out, to explore the area a little bit. You're gonna have a lot of fun here.
Okay, that's good to hear. Like, I think like for any like international or even just like students living here, like and going to Western, like probably from like Quebec, for example. Like I think that it's just like knowing that you can there is a place at Western for you and so much help there is for
Exactly.
international students. So like actually can you speak upon those resources like Abby? Like are there does Western provide like a lot of support for these international students?
Oh yeah, last semester I was like in a body program with my right? Like we have a body
Hmm.
program.
We were, yeah, like a peer guide program. So
Oh,
I was
great.
actually her peer guide for the semester. Yeah, so like we would provide any support that she had, any assistance, just in general, like the International Students Committee, like we tried to provide as much support. But yeah, Abby, was there anything that you liked the most out of the program or just like in general?
I think it's a feeling that you always have a support. Like if I need help, I can ask my help. Like I can ask anyone in the community, or I think there's an international department in Western as well.
Hmm.
So I email them if I need any like assistance for my visa, something like that. So you always have a help. Yeah.
Perfect. That's
That's
really good to hear. Yeah,
yeah, like that's so much reassurance too for like any international student coming to like Canada. That's amazing.
exactly.
Hmm. So
Great.
on that note, Abby, do you have anything else to add? I think that almost ends our podcast. Like, do you have anything else to add to our viewers listening today?
Oh, not really. Just have fun.
Honestly, yeah. If you're coming to Western, anyone who's listening, have fun or just like explore. I think like Western or
Mhm.
even London alone have so many things and opportunities for you to just like chill and have fun with. I regret not doing much of so in my first semester, and I wish I can still go more exploring. But yeah, no, I think that's like a big thing just to explore. There's
Yeah.
like no harm in not exploring.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, that wraps up this episode. So, we hope you all enjoyed, and make sure to look out for our next episode, which is coming either in a week or two. And be sure to follow our socials at Humans at Western, or on Instagram, Twitter, or even Facebook. So, that wraps up our episode. Thank you so much. And thank you, Maida, for being my co host today. And thank you, Abby, for attending this podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Bye, guys.